Welcome back to Hampshire Spaniel Training, guys. And in this week's episode, we're looking at doing a little bit of basic lead work with Mars Bar, my Springer Spaniel puppy. He's about 13 or 14 weeks old. And I'm just going to talk through a little bit of the process of how I go about lead training or introducing the lead to my young puppies and the little manipulating forces that I use to try and get them walking nicely. So hope you enjoy this video, guys. Right, everyone. So we're back to do a little session here on some lead work. I'm going to talk about what I've been doing. So you see one of these little retrieving leads, you'll see me using in a lot of my videos. Now I will go up to a proper puppy lead. They're the blue ones you'll often see me using. They have a ring on them. But for this task, I use a retrieving lead. It's super light, super short, has no, what are you doing, Marsbar? Has no rings in it, so it can't come loose and fall off. And when I first start my lead work, what I'm looking to do is often just put the retrieving lead, I know this is heel work, but I use the retrieving leads often at the beginning of this. I just put it on and just get them used to just moving around with the lead on. The second part to this drill requires a good retrieve and back. So from 8 weeks old, when I first get my puppy, straight away I'm developing that retrieve. Small limited space. I'll put a video on basics for retrieving in the link below in the description, because I feel like I've covered that loads of times. I'm sure people are bored of it. But most important thing at the beginning for me is developing that retrieve. Because this retrieve here, that I want the dog to be able to do, good boy, this is one of my 30-gram rabbit dummies, by the way. In the next part of this video, it's reliant on having a good retrieve. So I normally spend the first 5 weeks trying to develop as good a retrieve as possible. By about 12 weeks, I've tried to get them 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, moving around with the retrieving lead on. It's getting hot now, even at 7 AM and 20 degrees. Get them used to moving around with the retrieving lead on. So when I then start my lead work, my dog is used to having this on, but it's also going to help me. The retrieve is also going to help me with teaching the dog to walk to heel. And that's what you're going to see hopefully in the next clip, guys. Right, so we've got a little retrieving lead on. I've got one of my little 30-gram rabbit dummies. And what I've been doing with him is just trying to get him to keep up with me. He's keeping up with me well here, but originally he was very coy. He was cow-patting on the ground. He didn't want to keep up with me. So I developed a good retrieve. And when he was lagging, I would literally just let him run in with the retrieving lead on and the retrieve like that. Now, a dog that's a bit coy, it will help them to keep up with you. And a dog that's overly confident or trying to pull you will help to keep the eye contact on you. So you see how he's fixated on me and the retrieve. And so fundamentally, that lead is just resting on my fingers now. Now, it can go the opposite way. The dog gets ahead. I do a little tug and then I turn into the dog. So when you do that little tug to recorrect the dog doesn't get upset because he's fixated on the retrieve, like you can see here. So every time he lags behind, I'll turn around the other way, guys. Woo! Every time he lags behind, I would throw the retrieve out. There's no formality to it. I just want him to run in and back. Now, it does mean that you have to have a good, reliable retrieve. As you've seen in the beginning part of this video, it also got him used to having the lead on, just moving around. But at first, he was very, very coy. But you can see how very quickly I can use this, bring this in and out. I can hide it behind my back like this. Good boy, well done. There's no pressure on the lead. If he starts to lag behind, I can get it out again. You don't want to just tease him with it, otherwise very quickly, turn to face you guys, very quickly, if they don't get to pick it, in most cases, they'll just go, oh, I know you're not going to give it to me, so it stops working. So they have to know that there's a chance that they're going to get to have it. Otherwise, they lose that fixation on the retrieve. So because he knows that I'm going to throw it, he's very keen to keep his eyes on me so he can see what's going on. He's very keen to keep up with me. If he is too keen to keep up with me and goes ahead, which doesn't happen that much when you do this, I can do a little tug and then turn to make the dog catch up with me again. See, look at that tail going. Eyes are fixated on the retrieve. I can even pop that. He's just getting a bit distracted there now. So this is a prime example, guys, of when you have puppies like this, 14, 15 weeks old, their attention span, good boy, is that of a gnat. And typically all my early sessions like this, whatever I'm doing, 2-3 minutes max. And when I first start lead work, it's like a minute here and a minute there. It's not very much at all. And the biggest mistake people make is they stick a lead on the dog and they just start walking it. And it's all about schooling. See, it's just resting on my finger. He's fixated on the retrieve. Now it's actually 7 o'clock in the morning here and it's already 20 degrees. There's something nice there, isn't there? It's already 20 degrees and he's had enough. So it's very hot at the moment, guys. Be aware of that. Don't try and do too much. Try and do your training early in the morning and early in the evening if you can. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. It's very short and sweet today. I'm not doing a vlog series here with Mars Bar. I'm not going to do a vlog series. I keep talking about this, guys. If you have your puppy out for a while and you end up with them like this is overstimulation. This is him having had enough. And you need to know when that's done. And if you carry on like this, he's probably going to try and dictate to you, start biting you lots, and they just become super boisterous. So at this point now, the best thing you can do is put them away and let them chill out for a bit. Isn't that right, Mars Bar? Let's get rid of you. Right, so this method works really well for dogs that are struggling to keep up, and that's a lot of pups when you first put them on the lead, especially if they're super soft, or dogs that are really boisterous and full of themselves. Now, the key is, though, you do need to get them moving around with a retrieving lead on first. That's what I would do. That's how I do all my videos with all my puppies. The second part is you must have a good retrieve. Without those two parts, it's very difficult to do that. So in the first 5 weeks, from 8 to 13 weeks, my sole focus in the first part is developing that retrieve. As I think I previously said, I'll drop a video on do's and don'ts for retrieving in the description below, so perhaps go back and watch that. Get your good retrieve out and back. Towards the end of like 10, 11, 12 weeks, you can get a retrieving lead on, get the dog running around with that. If you can get them retrieving with the retrieving lead on, even better. And then once I start my lead work, actually that's quite easy. It's quite a fun drill. You're trying to encourage the dog to keep up with you. You can use the retrieve to throw it out. If the dog is pulling ahead, it also keeps the eye focus. You'll notice with Mars Bar how good his eye contact was with the majority of the time. Still though, the sessions need to be short and snappy. I'm always telling my clients training should be like bomb, 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 finish, put them away. Like, unfortunately, sometimes when I'm making videos, I have to stand around with them on a lead. And as young puppies, they're not very good at that. Don't expect them to be good at that. Also, I don't teach sit though, also until I've taught really good heel work, because sit sits on top of good heel work. So a lot of people doing sit and stuff. I don't do any until I've got my dogs walking on a really, really good slack lead with great eye contact. So don't forget, if you're looking for any training products such as my 30-gram puppy dummy, my training leads, you can get a puppy pack. Go through to our Facebook page, Spaniel Training Kit. For information in relevance to my online training and support, go through to our other Facebook page, Hampshire Spaniel Training. Send me a message on there and I'll send you some information if you like. Otherwise, be careful in the heat, guys. It is super warm. Don't expect too much for your young puppies and enjoy them if you can. Happy training, guys.